Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Play Rosa Homestead. Well, I found out I'll be starting my chemo and radiation treatments on August 5th, and it will be about 5 weeks long. So during that time, I've already been told I probably won't want to cook. I probably won't want to eat much, but they said I still have to eat. So I figured, well, I better start prepping some meals so that my husband has something to cook. So a few weeks back, I made a meatloaf, and I showed everybody how to make it. So I'm not going to show you that again. And then I decided, well, let's make up some meatballs and some sausage. I could put that in the freezer, then all my husband has to do is pop open a jar of spaghetti sauce and heat up some spaghetti, and there's spaghetti and meatballs. So here are my meatballs, and I make Italian meatballs. As you can see, they're big. And then I just cut up Italian sausage and I deep fried them. So now I'm just waiting for them to cool down. And once they cool down, I'll put them in a freezer bag. Then all my husband has to do is take them out and warm them up, and that's it. So I figured the next meal I'll make is lemon pepper chicken. And I've never done that before with a video, so I thought this is a great time to do it. So basically, because it's the two of us, I just washed my hands, I have 2 big chicken breast cutlets in here. And what I'll do is, like, more than half of this will go to my husband, and he'll have 1 1/2. But it's very, very simple to make. If you're going to freeze it like I am, you don't need to turn your oven on or anything at all. You're just going to prep it, stick it in the freezer. When it comes out, you defrost it. You cook it at 375 for roughly 20 minutes. Okay, so let me get to it and show you how it's done. So the only thing you're going to need other than the chicken breast is you're going to need a lemon, some pepper, some salt, and some lemon juice. Okay, so put your 2 pieces of chicken in a little side dish that if you're going to freeze it, put it in the freezer. I'll do it this way you can see. So you want to take some salt. And you don't want a lot of salt. You're just going to salt the top of it. And I'll use the pink Himalayan salt. And let me see. I don't know if that's going to be too small. I have a tablespoon here because I don't have any of my big spoons. And drizzle, I would say 2 tablespoons on each one. I'm not used to doing this with measurements. I usually just pour and do whatever. I do fresh cracked, but because my thing doesn't always turn out the greatest, I usually get lumps in. I guess it's getting old, this one. But I love the smell of it. And you're just gonna sprinkle. I call this pinches. So I'm doing like 2 pinches on each chicken breast. This one I didn't really get a good pinch. And you know what? Maybe a 3rd pinch. We like this. That's better. Okay. Now take your lemon, and I cut off my ends. cut off some slices. I sliced mine like about that thick. But I don't even want that piece. I want the bigger, because I won't be using this whole lemon. There I go. And lay it right on top. 2 slices on each breast. Then, because I'm not using all this lemon, I am not going to waste fresh lemon. I have a citrus one. Citrus squeezer. And I'm going to throw whatever on top, because it will lay on the bottom. I wish I could grow lemons here. I love lemon. And that's it. The tops aren't going to give me anything. And that's as simple as it is. Easy peasy. And like I said, all you have to do is just turn around and put this in the oven. If you want to do it right now, just make sure you have a different dish. 375 for how long? 20 to 25 minutes. Okie doke, I'll be right back. Well, you know what? I prepared all this stuff for future and I forgot about tonight. So I'm going to make something super, super easy, and you can do this also. Put it right in the freezer if you want. I'm not going to do that tonight. All you need is a beef smoked sausage. Like I said, this is a very easy. A can of whole white potatoes, and then your vegetable of choice. So, this is still frozen. And I want to be able to eat it tonight, so I have to get it defrosted quicker. So something I don't like to do, I am going to cut it while it's frozen. And cut it into like, pretty much like bite-sized pieces. And yes, I'm crazy, please. I do know that. Typically, I don't do this. But I just forgot at the last minute. And throw it onto a baking tray. I'm just using the one that came with it. Okay, let me finish cutting these and I'll be right back. So I did change my mind. I went into a more casserole type of a dish. So I got them all cut up and they're a little bit defrosted right now. So now I'm going to open up my potatoes. And don't get me wrong, you can use fresh potatoes. It's just, right now, I just wanted something that was going to be quick. Ooh. And these are whole potatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rinse out the potato water in here and freshly water them all over again. Okay? Freshly rinse them out. Okay, now that they're rinsed out, I'm just going to take them and I'm going to half them. And just think, I got done cutting all those and I still got 10 fingers. I think I'm doing pretty good. And just put them on, kind of throw them on top. If you have a big potato, cut it in thirds. Typically, I get one of them. Wasn't bad. I got these canned potatoes. They're all cooked already for like 89 cents. Couldn't go wrong. Okay, so that is the canned potatoes. And then your vegetable of choice. Let me go in the freezer and pull something out. So I've got some fresh from the garden, I think from last year could be, some peas. Throw some peas on there. And I have some green beans from last year. That's pretty, that's a pretty color in there. Okay, now you want to get some oil, and we use olive oil here. You want to make sure you coat nice the top. Okay. Now you want to get your seasonings. Basically, it's your seasonings that you guys like. But number one, you always want to use paprika. That is like the color on top. It kind of gives it the really good flavor. We use smoked paprika here. And I will show you. See? And then something we always use is onion powder and garlic powder. Garlic powder goes on everything. We love garlic here. And I make fresh onion powder and it always sticks on me. Always. Gonna have to try something different maybe this year. And the only other topping, maybe, you could use some Italian seasoning. In fact, that's what I'm gonna do, because that's got because I make it by scratch. So it's got my basil, my oregano, my parsley, so it's got all that in there already. And you are going to put it in your oven at 350. And depending upon how you like it, you want to make sure your potatoes are nice and hot, make sure your vegetables are done. Everything basically is cooked in here. The vegetables were blanched, so everything was cooked, so it's more or less getting it hot. And that's what your meal looks like. Yummy. It is really good. Now something like this, again, I could get this. I could put it into a plastic dish and put it in the freezer, which I do have another smoked beef sausage in there, so I may do this up ahead of time so that's another thing my husband doesn't have to worry about. And that's about it. Well, everyone, have a great day. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll do some more videos as time goes on. And thank you for joining me today. God bless from the Paleta Rosa Homestead.